Welcome to some new r/malicious compliance stories, where people comply to the letter, but not the spirit of a request. I hope you had a great day. The first story is called Full Day Only. Many years ago, I worked as an engineer repairing retail customer PCs. Our team was small, and there were often times when the number of PCs needing repair was more than the team could get through during normal hours. In these circumstances, we were allowed voluntary overtime on Saturday and would get time and a half for it. The rules for the overtime were flexible. We could start when we wanted and finish when we wanted, and would get paid for each full 60 minutes we were clocked in for. Back then, my girlfriend, now wife, used to work until 2 PM on a Saturday. So I would go in at 9:30 AM and leave at 1:30 PM, giving me plenty of time to pick her up. This worked out great for everyone. However, the company structure was a little strange. The front-facing customer service was under the management of one director, and the back of house, including my team, was under the management of another. They despised each other, constantly trying to cause each other problems. And of course, the workers were always caught in the middle. One fateful Saturday, I was working and noticed the front-facing director walk up, see that I was there, and move on without saying anything. I didn't think anything of it, and a short while later left at 1:30 as normal. I got in as normal on Monday to find I had a meeting request from my director. Confused, I attended the meeting and found both my director and the front director also there. Turns out the front director had arranged for a customer to bring in their PC for an urgent repair on Saturday, having confirmed I was there to fix it. On-the-spot repairs were very rare, reserved for only the most problematic or highest spending customers. Me not being there to look at it had caused the customer to have a meltdown in the shop in front of many other customers. Of course, the front director took the opportunity to bring this up with the managing director, to get one up on my director, leading to the Monday meeting, where she was out for my blood. Luckily, as the overtime rules for our department were clear and I followed them, there was no direct action taken against me, with my director supporting me. However, one thing that did come from this was that we lost our flexible overtime. From that point on, if we wanted to do overtime on a Saturday, we must be there for the whole day. As I wasn't willing to lose my entire Saturday, overtime stopped. It took less than a month for the department's backlog to hit over 100 units. Our target was to have less than 15 at the end of each day. I'd originally wondered why my director didn't put up a fight when the new rule was set. But it didn't take long to see the number of customer service complaints and call waiting times skyrocket. All of which was the front director's responsibility. Not long after, my director approached me, smiling. The front director had gone to the managing director, first to try to force us to do overtime, and when that failed, back for the new rule to be removed. So the next Saturday I was back earning a little extra cash, and that director didn't try to screw around with our hours again. The next story is called Give Me a Free One. I work at a taco shop, not Taco Bell, known for its little hash brown circles instead of fries. But another thing we are known for is Taco Tuesday. Yesterday was that lovely day. My boss loves scheduling me for all the rushes. The first time we met, he decided he loved me taking orders and I would not do anything else. We are working with a skeleton crew, but we function astonishingly well. The boss owns a few different locations and he'll often come in and talk to us about how there's one specific person on the drive-thru just for making drinks. I'm normally the only one on the drive-thru, taking orders and dealing with everything at the window, plus anything else I'm tasked with taking care of that day. Like I said, skeleton crew, we're often picking up each other's slack. Anyway, for the lunch rush, I spent 2 hours doing nothing but taking orders, so I knew when I came back for dinner it would only get worse. If only I knew. It was a boring Taco Tuesday, busy as any other, and with just as many frustrating customers. Until we had the local high school drop in. Now, normally, one of 2 people make the schedule. Big Boss Man, BB, and Awesome Boss, AB. AB wasn't available to make the last few weeks, and he's the one that normally keeps an eye on the school sporting events. Our store is the only one in the area open past 7 to 8. So when a sports event happens, everyone comes here. AB tries to schedule extra people for it. That did not happen this week. Instead, BB made the schedule and decided I'm good enough. I was not good enough. It was a Taco Tuesday and some sport had just ended, and the boys seemed to have won by the way they were celebrating. They were carelessly spilling food everywhere and hanging out everywhere they could inside, leaving me a giant messes to clean. It took me 20 minutes to just take the orders. No, like I've told everyone else in front of you, we don't have fries. Yes, asking if we have wrappers is so hilarious after the first few guys. It was looking to be your normal group of high school boys, and I just let them be. I had been running back and forth, also taking my drive orders and dealing with those orders. I didn't even have enough energy to chit-chat with my regulars for a second. Finally, I get through the group of boys and their coaches, and I'm happy to finally finish customer servicing for a moment. Just as I'm about to take a moment to breathe in some air that doesn't smell like sweat or Axe body spray, in walks, I'm going to call him annoying customer. Now, sure, I've had Karens and such come in before. I know how to keep my cool and handle those people. This man would show me I still have a long way to go. Hi, welcome to Taco Place. What can we get started for you? Is it Taco Tuesday? Yes, it is, but we recently upped the price a few extra pennies. That's fine. I want free, no cheese, extra everything else. Okay, that will be $6. But it's Taco Tuesday. Yes sir, but the extra stuff costs a little extra. And then there's another $1 worth of tax. No, I don't want anything extra. Just no cheese, but extra lettuce and beef. Okay, that's still $6. No, you're not understanding me. I don't want any cheese, and instead of cheese, I want extra beef and lettuce. Now, I've spent all day bending over backward to help my coworker and satisfy the customers best I can. But I'd been yelled at. This man lost all chances he had at getting any help. I understood he meant he wanted extra beef and lettuce in place of the cheese. But even when I substituted out, those things cost extra. So I take off the extra, give him his new total of free something, and away he goes. At this point, probably thinking he's won. I simply duck into the kitchen. Hey, Rose? Rose is our current night manager, and when BB and AB aren't there, she's in control. Rose had just seen the order come up on her screen, and I could see the free taco shells waiting to be made into tacos. She knew what was coming, since our kitchen was right behind the front register. She'd seen me get yelled at. She had seen me almost fall apart trying to handle the giant rush of people by myself before him, and she knew I already had a plan in mind. Give him as little of everything you can without getting in trouble. She nods, and I watch, and the tiniest scoop of beef is set on this taco, and only 7 shreds of lettuce sit on top. Honestly, I don't like handing out these types of tacos, because I'm like, the customer paid for a taco, we should give him a taco. But not with this man. I felt he was lucky with how much he was getting. I give him the free tacos. I'm expecting him to return to our counter with a complaint in a minute, tops, and I'm surprised as I watch him happily enjoy said tacos. Maybe this plan wasn't as satisfying as I hoped. He throws away his trash, and I keep him in the corner of my eye as I do some minor restocking. Then he's back at the counter. Either he's going to complain or he's going to order more food. Either way, I see an opportunity fall into my lap. Hi, is everything okay? Yes, I ordered extra stuff on my tacos, and I didn't have the extra. Oh, I'm so sorry about that, sir. We can remake those for you if you've got your receipt. I threw it away. That's a shame, but we really can't do anything without the receipt. The boss gets mad if we give out free food for no reason. He is obviously not happy as he goes digging through the trash for said receipt. He returns and places it in front of me. I look it over, knowing exactly what I'll see, but I still wanted to waste a few seconds of his day. I'm sorry, sir, but according to your receipt, you didn't ask for anything extra. Yes, I did. I asked 3 times. And you yelled at me for how expensive that made your order, so we didn't charge you for them. Because they weren't on the order, the kitchen didn't put them on there. You seem satisfied with that. Then I want a free taco, since you messed up my order. At this point, Rose stuck her head out of the kitchen and promptly told him, I'm not making you a free taco. You've yelled at my staff for simply doing their job, and you got what you actually paid for, so I'm going to have to ask you to leave if you keep causing trouble. He made some stink about calling the boss, but we didn't hear anything that night, and I haven't gone in for my next shift, but I doubt anything will actually happen. The last story is called Rushing the Job. This happened a few years ago when I was on an apprenticeship at an office job. I'd been working there for about 3 months when the story begins. The job I was doing was essentially an admin role. I'd do address/phone number changes on client profiles, send out letters requesting information, and sorting out posts that came back. This was all done through the database where I'd get my to-dos from. After a few weeks of training, I was picking it up quite quickly. I'm reasonably good with computers, and it was a fairly simple system. I made an Excel with a few macros, and I was flying through the work. At my 3-month review with my manager, she pulled up my stats, and I was more than clearing my daily target to-dos. In fact, I was clearing double. Expecting her to say well done, I was surprised when she instead questioned if I was doing the work correctly. She was concerned that I might have been rushing and making mistakes. But at this stage of the apprenticeship, 10% of my work was being checked by the quality team, and I'd passed all my checks, which was on the same report she had in her hand. She set a goal of reducing my amount cleared more in line with the target by the next month. So I decided to scrap the macros and do it all the slow way for a month, double checking everything. It was draining because I was continually focusing on how much I had done that day and making things last longer just to pad out my day, so I would look like I was working. The end of the month comes and I have the follow-up meeting. I'm down to about 20% over my daily target, so it's obvious I've taken on board what was said and made changes. My quality score is still perfect. Instead of recognizing what I did to try and comply, my manager tells me off about still being over the target and suggests I'm still rushing my work. She scheduled another meeting a month later, and that was the end. By the way, both the meetings were documented, and I was sent copies of what I had agreed to. I started using the macros again and would complete my target in about half my working day, then stop doing any more. I had to stay in the office for a full day to clock out on time, but I wouldn't do any more to-dos. Now, the office had about 150 staff on site in a few teams, but the room I was in was about 20 people doing the same job as me, and managers rarely came in. After the first day of just sitting on my phone, I decided I needed a project. I found 2 large bags of rubber bands in the stationery room and had a great idea. So I built a rubber band ball from scratch. Fast forward about 2 weeks of me doing work in the mornings and band ball building in the afternoons. The site manager, 2 levels above my manager, was giving someone from the head office a tour. In the afternoon. Nothing was said, but I knew he wasn't happy by the fact he kept looking over at me while the visitor was talking to other people. Inevitably, the next morning he invited me to a meeting with him and the floor manager, the level above my manager. I take my notes and go to see him. After proving that I had been meeting my target and showing that I had been told not to go over the target, I was sent back to work. I don't know what happened after that, but about an hour later I had an email from my manager telling me to disregard the target and complete as much as I'm able to. She also cancelled our meeting. A week or so after that, I was transferred to the team that implemented new processes. I had lots of fun completing the apprenticeship by writing and sharing the macros that originally started it all. The rubber band ball is proudly on our shelf at home, 20 cm in diameter. And with that, we end today's video. Let me know what you think about the stories. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the stories in today's video? I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. And I hope you have a great day. Stay safe. Bye bye.